I'm Ethan Maralit of BSHM1, and today I'll be reporting about technological applications in food service. Module 13. So, first up, what are the developments in FNB? First is that today we have new technologies such as ordering food via apps at home and paying through apps using our QR codes. Food delivery apps that you can use to order at home and relax as you wait for food that you ordered without having the trouble of visiting the physical store itself. And in doing so, we can browse through different types of food and several varieties of cuisines or any type of food that we want to eat. And not only that, you can order simply by just tapping our smartphones or scanning QR codes and browsing online through an app. And a great example of these delivery apps are Uber Eats, Grab Food, and lastly Food Panda. Third-party food delivery apps like Uber Eats, Food Panda, or GrabFood will continue to be an important solution for those who will not be able to offer in-house ordering and delivery services. Ginag Kaya na-develop yung gantong klase ng business kasi sa kadahilanan ng pandemic. Kasi dati, nung quarantine, bawal tayong lumabas, pwede lang mag-order. So, na-develop yung mga gantong klase ng kitchen para mapatakbo nila yung business nila. Gumagamit na lang sila ng certain apps para mapatakbo pa din yung business nila. Tsaka, less hassle para dun sa mga customers na order sa kanila kasi hindi na nila kailangan lumabas pa ng bahay para umorder or pumunta mismo dun sa physical store. Unlike order ka na lang sa cellphone mo, mag-swipe ka lang sa phone, tapos nandun na agad yung o-orderin mong pagkain, tapos the sky is the limit na lang yung kung ano yung type of cuisine or kung ano man yung saan ka interesadong kainin for today. Whether it's lunch, dinner, or snacks. Kompleto na lahat doon. And tsaka mabilis lang din yung pag-deliver nila. Tsaka, and not only that, may ano rin sila, nag-o-offer din sila ng promo and deals para makakuha ka ng mga discount para mas mapamura pa yung in-order mo. Contactless payment. Contactless technology is going on mainstream and it's not just about simply placing an order online, but it's also paying with a smartphone, smartwatch, smart card via an app or touchless device. Ito naman yung sinasabi nating GCash or online debit card payment. Using this method, we can rest assured that we can save the trouble of not spending too much time and effort on just cooking on our own. Lalo na pag nagugutom na tayo, we can simply just order online and then pay using online credit banking or GCash. Lalo na dito sa Pilipinas, ito na yung parang general payment ng mga tao ngayon. Lalo na ng Gen Z. And sobrang convenient din ito kasi imbis na nagbabayad ka ng hand to hand gamit yung pera, pwedeng sa isang pindutan mo na lang makapagbayad ka na lang. Pwedeng gumamit ng mga QR code para makabayad ka na lang din. And mas safe to kasi naiiwasan natin yung pagkakaroon ng skin-to-skin contamination with other people pag nagkakaroon tayo ng interaction sa ibang tao. Kasi pag magbabayad ka sa phone, pipindutin mo lang, kaya mag-i-scan ka lang tapos mababayaran na agad. Unlike magbabayad ka ng cash tapos makakasalamuhan mo pa yung tao, may mga possibilities na pwede ka ring mahawa ng certain viruses or germs, bacteria. Kaya na-invento na rin to. And the next thing that I'm going to talk about is QR codes. Yung QR codes, sikat na siya ngayon as I used to pay or to open links para it's either makapagbayad or makapag-open ng link into a specific app or a file. Minsan, photos or videos. Dito naman sa FNB, ginagamit naman siya more for online menus and para na makapagbayad ka. Sometimes, mayroong mga QR codes na sikat ngayon pagdating sa mga restaurant wherein pag nag-scan ka ng QR code, makakuha ka ng certain discount, free drink, libreng delivery free, so on and so forth. And yung paggamit ng QR code, it's been around mid-2010s. Tapos ginagamit siya using our phone. Tapos open lang natin yung camera natin. Tapos i-scan niyo yung QR code, yung makikita niyo sa screen, yung black and white na square. I-scan niyo lang siya using your camera via app. And then yun, to put it in a simpler way, mas efficient siya kasi mabilis lang ma-open yun tapos makakapag-browse ka na agad. Unlike yung maghahanap ka pa ng o-order ka pa ng physically, yung kailangan tignan mo pa lahat. Pwede na lang yung dire-diretso ka na sa phone mo. Especially yung mga nagtatrabaho. Minsan wala na rin silang mga time para tumingin pa ng menu. Doon na lang mismo sa phone nila, dire-diretso na yung trabaho. Tsaka mas easy access na rin siya, lalo na pag nagbabayad ka with the use of a smartphone. Sometimes restaurants often use these techniques in their diners, restaurants, or pubs para makapagbayad na agad sila para makapagbayad yung mga customers nila ng mas mabilisan without having the trouble of interacting with each other. And the next part will be digital transformations. The digital transformations, the ease with which millennial consumers anticipate omni-channel options, buying in person, online, by mobile device, indicates the urgent need for a safe, adaptable digital infrastructure. F&B businesses communicate with customers through social media and digital platforms. Ano nga ba to? Ito yung sikat ngayon yung pagbili sa GrabFood, sa sa Foodpanda, Uber Eats, or kung damit naman yung gusto mo yan, yung Shopee, Lazada, TikTok Shop, or yung mga nagbebenta rin sa FB, sa mga page. Ginagamit nila yun para makapag-advertise ng mga product nila para maka-order lang sila sa cellphone nila, and then doon na rin sila gagawa ng transaction online, and then i-deliver na lang sa kanila yung product. Usong-uso to ng pandemic kasi mas lalo siyang lumaganap kasi nga hindi pwedeng lumabas yung mga tao para bumili ng mga kanya-kanyang gamit na interesado sila, whether it's clothes, food, or gamit sa bahay, kapalamesa man yan, upuan, or etc. And not only that, it's a way of more easy access method rather than going to a mall or shop outlets. They can simply order with just a touch on their smartphones. That also means that the customers can be saved from diseases and viruses by not going out to shop and walk to find products that they want. Using this cashless payment, they can just relax at home and pay using their smartphones. So, yun, like I said, katulad nung katulad nung mga katulad nung sa Shopee, o-order ka lang, hahanapin mo yung product na interesado ka, tapos o-orderin mo, tapos titignan mo yung mga reviews, titignan mo kung maganda ba yung product, tapos i-order mo na din doon. Pwede kang mamili, tapos kung magbabayad ka na, you can use your credit card or to pay cash on delivery. Mas okay nga naman to kasi hindi na kailangan lumabas pa ng tao para bumili ng mga gamit. Kasi nga iniiwasan nating hindi magkasakit, lalo na 2022 na, laganap pa rin yung mga sakit ngayon. And as much as possible, binabawasan natin yung mga pathogens na pwede makahawa sa atin para magkasakit tayo. Iniiwasan natin yon. So, moving on, Cloud Kitchen. Cloud Kitchen is a type of business model. It's a type of business model. The restaurants prepare and serve online delivery orders from the in-house kitchen itself. This this in-house offering model is helpful for restaurants. They want to earn extra incomes from the same kitchen area, staff, and other businesses. Cloud Kitchen. Ano nga ba yung Cloud Kitchen? Cloud Kitchen is yung wala silang mismong physical restaurant, pero may physical kitchen sila. Tapos, gumagana to, nagpa-process to through renting a kitchen. Meaning, yung isang type of restaurant na walang sariling kitchen, nagre-rent out sila para makapagluto ng mga products nila and then sell them to people online. Tapos, the process of this is you order food delivery, and then gagawin nila yung food mo, and then yung delivery driver kukunin yung food mo, and then tatawag sa yung delivery na nandyan na, and then you can pay online. The function of a cloud kitchen is very simple. It can be understood as a stepwise process. The customers places the order using the online ordering platform. Diyan na pumapasok yung Foodpanda, Uber Eats, GrabFood. Tapos meron ngayon yung uso ngayon yung sa angkas, yung pwedeng pabili. Tapos yung nare-receive nilang order, yung in-order mo, doon sa menu nila, pag na-process na, i-distribute na yun sa mga participating kitchens or restaurants. Tapos, pag nagawa na nila yun, ay nakukunin na nung delivery driver, deliver na dun sa bahay mo, and then you can pay cash on delivery or online using GCash, QR codes, or online debit cards. Next one will be online menu flexibility. Online menu flexibility on the food ordering website is much easier to update than physical menus available in the restaurants. But the menus of the cloud kitchens can be easily updated on the website within minutes. No extra cost involved. It allows kitchen business owners to experiment with the menu according to the changing consumer needs. Ano ba yung sinasabi ng online menu flexibility? Ibig sabihin, unlike physical stores, kunwari sa Shakey's, meron silang binibigay sa yung menu. 'Di ba? Minsan nakapapel 'yon na naka-laminated. Tapos yun yung ginagamit ng restaurant para pakita sa iyo kung ano yung mga food na sinaserve nila. Ang pinagkaiba ng physical and online menu is yung sa online menu, pwede mo nang palitan ng mabilisan yung menu. Kasi unlike sa physical, kailangan magpa-print ka na ng bago, gagawa ka na naman ng bagong menu na may mga pictures, brandings, tapos yung style, font, babaguhin mo lahat yun ng mano-mano. Tapos ipapaprint mo pa yun, papalaminate mo pa yun. Tapos ang mas mahirap pa doon is the more na nagagamit yung physical menu, mas lalo siyang paluma ng paluma. Meaning, mas delikado nga siya pag nahawakan ng mga customers kasi sa dami ng nakakagamit nun, hindi natin alam kung malinis pa ba yun o kung gaano kadumi yun. Unlike doon sa online menu, magbabrowse ka lang sa internet, tapos hahanapin mo lang yung gusto mo, tapos lalabas na rin doon yung kung ano yung available and kung ano yung hindi. Tapos, minsan, may mga restaurant na nagbibigay sila ng mga discount, great deals, and lalo na sa mga PWD, senior citizen, etc. Tsaka, lalo na pag marami yung binili mo, nagkakaroon sila ng mga great deals and discounts. Tapos, dun sa online menu, mas madali mo siya may edit kasi nga online niya eh. Tapos, mababawasan din yung pagbabayad mo kasi dun sa physical store, kailangan may tauhan ka pa para gumawa nun. Unlike dun sa cloud kitchen, sa online menu nila, nasa bahay ka lang, i-edit mo lang sa computer mo or sa cellphone mo, dito sa Canva, madali mo nang maayos. Tsaka, pwede mo na agad siyang mabago Lalo na pag nag-iiba na yung taste ng mga customers, gusto nila makita ng ganitong deal. Ayun. So, next one will be ghost kitchen. Ghost kitchens are essentially restaurants without dining space. Their focus is to sell and fulfill online food orders for delivery using third-party apps like Grubhub, Uber Eats, or DoorDash. Parehas lang yan ng Foodpanda, GrabFood, and yan, Uber Eats. With their own delivery operation, as a result, they typically have no visible storefront. So, halos parehas lang sila nung cloud kitchen. Yung ghost kitchen naman, as in, wala na talaga silang physical store. Meaning, ito yung mga klaseng businesses na sa bahay lang, tapos nagluluto na lang sila, then they sell it online, tapos kukunin na lang ng delivery, tapos delivery, i-deliver sa front door mo, tapos ganun na lang. Tapos, through payments, pares lang din. It's either cash on delivery or pay through GCash. And also virtual cloud delivery only. Shadow and dark kitchens. Ayun yung mga tawag sa kanila, yung type of business. Ghost kitchens are relatively new concept that emerged in the past year or two, but in 2020, thanks in a large part to COVID, they've become a legitimate and even preferred alternative to starting up a full-fledged restaurant. Here's the lockdown on ghost kitchens, what they are, why they're gaining momentum, and 4 basic steps to launching your own ghost kitchen. Ano nga ba yung sinabi dun sa slide? Sinasabi sa slide na bago lang tong klase ng method ng pagbibusiness, lalo na sa food industry. Kasi, ganyan na mga sinabi ko kanina, a few minutes ago, na nag-emerge lang tong type of businesses due to COVID and pandemic. Kasi, kumbaga, first of its kind. Kasi, una sa lahat, wala kang mismong restaurant para makakain, makaupo, tapos makapag-enjoy dun sa mismong business mo. Physically, unlike dito sa ghost kitchen and cloud kitchen, wala kang physical store. Pero, people can buy or purchase your products online. Tapos, laganap pa naman yung mga COVID na yun. Tsaka, not only that, mas maganda siyang type of business kasi nabababaan yung consumption ng mga tao sa paggamit ng sarili nilang time kaysa lumabas ka pa nga ng bahay, magdadrive ka pa, mamamasahe ka pa, mas okay na yung order ka na lang. Tsaka yung costing ng crew and staff mo, malilesen kasi, why? Hindi na sila magsaserve sa mga customers nila mismo. Nandun lang sila sa kitchen, nasa isang lugar lang sila, prepare lang nila yung food, tapos bibigay nila, tapos to pay na lang yun pag na-deliver na. Kaya, efficient to, kasi, wala online na tapos, nasa 28th century na tayo, tsaka, until now, nagbabago pa rin yung food industry. And, ayun. And then, the next one is the convenience of high-tech equipment. At dahil bago nga yung era nating Gen Z, nagkakaroon na rin ng mga automated na machines para makapag-deliver ng food. The first one will be vending machine. The vending machine is one of the most convenient ways of grabbing a quick snack. That is also one of the efficient and low-cost methods used by suppliers to deliver foods to end users, meaning customers, from a business perspective. Vending machines will work for you around the clock without ever asking for an increase in wage or vacation. What do I mean by this? Syempre, machine na yan. Plug and play lang yan. Maglalagay ka lang ng product mo, tapos bahala na yung customers kung mamimili sila kung ano yung food na gusto nilang bilhin, tapos may mga numbers yan, and then magpapasok sila ng paper money or coins para makuha yung gusto nilang product. And yun nga, katulad ng Ghost Kitchen, mas mababawasan nga naman yung yung staff. Kasi ito, robot na to eh. Hindi mo na kailangan magbayad. Diba? Plug and play na lang talaga siya. And yun nga, mas convenient nga naman. Kasi kaysa naman pumunta ka pa naman sa grocery store, kung may vending machine naman na malapit sa'yo, plug and play lang. Magpapasok ka lang ng coin, pipindutin mo kung ano yung gusto mong i-order, tapos lalabas na dun sa ilalim. And the next one will be robot waiter. Ito, bago lang to. Nag-emerge lang to with the help of high-tech technology ngayong pandemic. Yung robot waiter. A robot waiter does precisely what it looks like. A robotic who takes orders and serves food to patrons in a restaurant. Although these waiters don't accept orders, they can deliver food to patrons and remove dirty dishes. Meaning, para silang actual waiters, pero hindi nga nila kayang gawin kung anong gawin ng tao. Although they can help, kasi nga manual na yun eh. Tapos pwede mo na mas matutulungan mo yung mga waiters mo or taga-serve mo sa restaurant. Kasi mas madali na yun kaysa naman magtulak pa sila or magbuhat sila ng mga plato, and then kitchen silverwares, yung mga spoon, fork, knife, and yung mga glassware. Mas mapapadali yung gawa nila. Tsaka syempre, like I said, mababawasan yung numbers of staff mo, meaning mas makakapag-save ka ng money. Katulad ng vending machine, plug and play lang din siya. Pag na-low bat, charge. Pag na-full bat, ready to go na. And then, last but not the least, conveyor belt sushi. Itong conveyor belt sushi, this has been around for more than a decade. Ito yung klase ng sushi na pag pumunta ka ng Japan, dito din sa Pilipinas, merong ganyan. Na papasok ka lang, tapos i-accommodate ka nung front desk, tapos i-direct ka sa table mo, tapos uupo ka lang. And then, dun sa conveyor belt, kukuha ka lang ng type of sushi na gusto mo. It ranges from Tomago sushi, kung sashimi ba yan, nigiri sushi. Tapos, kukuha ka lang ng kukuha. Ngayon, napapansin nyo ba yung magkakaibang color ng plato? Meaning, may meaning yan. Ibig sabihin, nagre-range yan dun sa kung ano yung gusto mong bilhin, nandun yung mga presyo niyan. Ngayon, pag tapos ka ng umorder, pwede pwede mong tawagin yung waiter or minsan kasi ngayon naman sa Japan kasi may bibigyan ka ng stub. Tapos pag tapos ka na umorder, papasok mo na yung stub mo dun sa isang machine and then bahala na yun, magko-compute ng order mo and then tapos babayaran mo na. Ganun siya ka-efficient without having you to interact with another person. Lalo na yung mga estudyante or working people, lalo na yung mga workaholic. Pagpasok nila, kakausap lang sila ng trabahador from that type of restaurant and then i-accommodate sila, upo na lang sila, tapos mag-aantay na lang sila ng pagkain, tapos pag dumating na, kain na lang sila nang hindi na sasayang yung oras nila. And in these restaurants, you usually sit at the table or a counter and then pick sushi either from the conveyor belt that passes you to the tables or you choose from the menu. O nga naman, may bibigay pa rin specific na menu sa'yo. Kumbaga, kung may natipuhan kang promo ng sushi ngayon na for this day lang, pwede ka nang umorder doon. And then, of course, it's freshly made and sent directly to your table. So, ayun lang po. My name is Ethan Morales and my partner's name is Casey Banhao. Thank you for listening. Okay.